What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for joining us. This is Miguel Antonio Barragan, aka Fight Fiend Migs, joined as always by my co-host Andrew. Don't get it twisted, Lapiche, and this is the Mad Boxing Show, or Mad Boxing for short. Thank you so much for stopping by on this lovely but very toasty Wednesday evening. We are back to our regularly scheduled program on Wednesday shows, and we got plenty to talk about. Yeah, we don't have too many fights coming up. We have a few of them, of course, that we're going to be talking about, but that don't mean that there isn't news, because every other day there's some sort of boxing news out there, rumor mills going around, and everything, and everything that we like to talk about inside the boxing circle. So that doesn't necessarily mean that there has to be fights going on, but rather maybe fight announcements, something along those lines, right? So there's plenty of that to talk about on this lovely Wednesday evening. And let me say, oh, yeah, I was going to tell you, if my face looks a little darker, it looks a little red, it's because your boy got some sun last weekend while I was out of town. So don't adjust your TV screens. Sometimes I get a little dark and a little burnt from being out in the sun. Alrighty. We got some shit to talk about. Holy hell. We have a few rumors that we're going to be discussing, and I know that rumors are exactly that, rumors, and there's no confirmation, nothing confirmed or verified, but we're hearing / reading rumors of one Gervonta Tank Davis having fled the U.S., leaving on a private plane or private jet to an undisclosed area. Of course, it's all unverified, but we definitely want to hear about all the rumor stuff that's going around this, because it seems like every time there's a fight on the horizon for Tank, before it was Jake Paul, and then now being the Floyd Schofield potentially, right? It just seems like right as the fight's about to get cracking, something happens with him, and ultimately the fight falls through. So this may be one of those. Who knows how true this is? But we're going to be talking about where his whereabouts are, I guess. Adding to the rumors, the Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury location, where that fight is going to take place. I'm hearing 3 friggin' places, and I'm like, these are like literally 3 different friggin' locations. Well, I guess 2 of them are close to one another. 2 of them being in the U.S., one of them being over there. But we're going to be talking about that because, the source of where these rumors are coming from is definitely very important. So we're going to be talking about who's saying what in regards to where this fight could potentially take place later this year. All right. On top of that, Oscar De La Hoya talking about he's hearing rumblings of Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn, but nothing confirmed yet. All right, well, I'm hearing Conor Benn say, "Yo, it's signed on my end. What the hell's going on? You're the holdup." I'm hearing Ryan Garcia on Jimmy Fallon saying, "Yeah, it's done. It's a done deal." Well, if your promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, is saying, "Yo, no, I haven't even gotten a fucking phone call," it sounds like there's somebody is lying here. So we're going to be talking about that. Of course, I guess that's a fight that should be signed that isn't. Moving on to the next topic that we're going to be discussing, Andrew happened to got it right on the money. The attendance record-breaking boxing event that's going to take place, that was supposed to take place on the 11th of July in San Francisco by IVB Boxing, is a no-go. It sounds as though these guys are calling it a canceled event. There's a few reasons that they quote. I have a press release here, and I got a couple of screenshots online of their reasoning why they had it canceled. If you guys recall, even from the time that we announced it, Andrew was like, "Yeah, this fight's not taking place." So it was hilarious as hell. We're gonna be talking about that, of course. Floyd. I know that I don't think there's more money problems. However, we're hearing a lot of things being disclosed after him going after his former advisor. I forgot the gentleman's name, but basically, because of this lawsuit that he's taken to court, there's a lot of documents being released, so much so that there's some even showing Floyd's spending habits. Holy hell. We're definitely going to be talking about that because if it's not one thing, it's something else with Floyd. And granted, he probably will never be broke like us, kind of broke. But still, for as much money as that home dude has made, boy, the fall from grace is a great one. Adding to that, there has been a co-main event added to Lamont Roach and William Zepeda. It looks like Raymond Muratalla is going to be putting his IBF championship on the line against Robson Conceicao, if I can pronounce that last name right. We're going to be talking about that one, of course, because that's a nice addition to it. Turns out it's going to be Lamont Roach and William Zepeda is going to be the main event for that card. So we're going to be talking about that. And it is officially what's been fight week. This is the go home show before Benn Rodriguez puts his, or actually moves up to 118 pounds to challenge Antonio Vargas for the the WBA Bantamweight Championship. I was trying to remember what belt Antonio Vargas had, but WBA Championship on the line here. It's going to be the first step to potentially fighting in a way later on. Let's see how Benn Rodriguez does at 118 pounds against his foe here and belt holder in Antonio Vargas. Alrighty, so those are all topics that we're going to be talking about. As always, before we get crack-a-lackin', I want to throw in a word from our video sponsor, our channel sponsor, I guess. I always forget that. I always want to call it Healthy. So there's another brand that's very similar that has the sun in it too, and I get those two mixed up. But it is Health y Sol. Or Health y Sol, tallow-based products, tallow-based soaps in particular. If you want to give them a try and find anything you like, make sure to use the code MADBoxing10 at checkout and get 10% off of your purchase, or follow the description or the affiliate link that's going to be in the description of this video, and you will get the same 10% off of there. And as always, lavender patchouli is my favorite, so just remember that, guys, whenever you guys check them out. Hopefully you like what they like and you continue buying from them. It's a very relatively inexpensive way to support the channel, so we always appreciate it. Okay, let's go ahead and get this shit crack-a-lackin' with the rumor that gets me rolling every single time I see it. Let me go ahead and pull up this screenshot that I got here. Okay, check this out. Gervonta Tank Davis, by multiple sources, all right, who are these sources, has reportedly left the United States on a private flight bound for an undisclosed international location, according to multiple unverified law enforcement sources. The multi-division champion allegedly boarded the aircraft late last night. I believe this was yesterday, so I guess the night before. Boarded the aircraft just hours before federal agents prepared to execute a search warrant at his primary residence. While details remain scarce, sources close to the situation suggest the investigation involves a complex federal look into suspected financial irregularities and cross-border assets. Representatives from the FBI and IRS Criminal Investigation Division have declined to comment on the active matter, maintaining their standard policy regarding ongoing operations, meaning they obviously don't disclose anything while things are ongoing. All right, so Andrew, let me go ahead and bring into the show to get this crack-a-lackin'. Looks like our boy, I guess there was rumored some time ago that he was supposedly in Cuba. Whether or not it's finally happened, I don't know. But what do you make of this information? Again, it's all rumors, it's all hearsay, but it sure is a lot of damn information if it isn't true.
Yeah, if it isn't true, and right now, that's what's kind of being said about all the rumors on the internet, right? To add this one to that list of if it's true. I thought this was going to be about probation, him avoiding his call to, I think it's Maryland. He has to go back in front of a judge because he's violated his probation with the court case in Miami. So I thought, okay, he's running from that, whatever, slap on the wrist, he's rich, he can do these type of things. You made that sound a little bit more serious than a probation violation. What's this about feds? What's this about assets? Irregular, how do you say it? Irregularly Monday?
Yeah, complex or financial irregularities and cross-border assets. Cross-border, I guess, across countries or something like that. Maybe bank accounts in other places that he isn't reporting. Is that even fucking doable? I don't know, but that's the way it's sounding, at least.
That's weird, man. That's weird. It seems like it's kind of what is he using, a jet? Is that what they're saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it boarded a private flight. I mean, if it's private, I suppose it's. I mean, I don't know if it's his, but maybe somebody that he knows hooked him up.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt if Gervonta's in serious trouble. I don't know. That doesn't sound like it's about probation though. It sounds like it's more serious. Sounds like the feds are looking at him for something else. You know what I mean? This will be his second court case in front of this Maryland judge if this is true. And now he's jumping on a plane and leaving. That's not going to look. All this is adding up to him getting maximum sentence when he gets him back in front of Maryland. Seriously, like if not maximum, he's definitely going to prison. At some point, you have to at least show him that he's not above everything, right? He's gotten away with so much already. This could be the straw that breaks the camel's back right here. I don't know. It's not a good report. I don't know what it really means, but it sounds like Gervonta is in a little bit more trouble. Definitely don't like the feds coming to talk to you, right? That's not just your neighborhood detectives.
Yeah, and according to this here, at least, he left just hours before federal agents were prepared to execute a search warrant at his primary residence. So before the search warrant was actually issued and actually executed, he's like, "Oh shit, I gotta bounce." So a few hours before then, he bolts.
So he got tipped off. Who tipped him off? Is it someone get arrested before? You know what I mean? One of his fucking friends, whoever he did something stupid with. I don't know, but he got tipped off somehow, right? We know it's not. I don't think he has ties to the police department where they're like, "Hey, they're coming for you," right? This is not a movie here,
right?
But who tipped him off? How did he know he was in trouble? Fucking Gervonta. Yeah, we really need Gervonta right now, but the kid obviously, man, cannot grow up. He just can't do it. I keep trying to have faith in this young man. You seen the other day, I was all into his return. He's gonna learn. I don't know. I was thinking hopefully he was going to Saudi Arabia, dude. About to go over there. I'm dead serious. I mean, why not? Don't come back, right? They got all the money now. If you're really in that much trouble, go fight for fucking Turkey for a few million. I don't know. I don't know how to say. I don't even know what he did wrong. I guess they're not going to tell us, but it doesn't sound like this is over probation. I'll go with that. This does not sound like a probation violation. They don't send the feds to your house so you can go see the judge, right?
Right. Yeah,
Damn.
and I was taking a look at who else posted this, right, just to kind of see how much more info I can get. And somebody posted a short clip of Gervonta himself, and this is like an older clip. I mean, I don't know how old it is because it looks relatively recent, but he talks about how he wants to get out of this space, out of this boxing space, right outside of the cameras and the spotlight. He's like, I just want to get out of here, right? And he goes like the kind of shit like go off into some island somewhere and you guys will never see me again type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he says that on the clip, and it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess, I mean, if you put the two together,
read that what they said one more time, because there's some things that I'm not understanding, and I want to hear it again before I speak on it.
Okay, so multiple sources, right, is reporting that he left the United States on a private flight bound for an undisclosed international location, according to unverified law enforcement sources. He boarded the aircraft late last night. This report, I think, was from yesterday, so this will be the night before, just hours before federal agents prepared to execute a search warrant at his primary residence. While the details remain scarce, sources close to the situation suggest the investigation involves a complex federal look into suspected financial irregularities and cross-border assets. Representatives from the
cross-border assets.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I'm thinking he has money in somewhere international bank account or some shit that he shouldn't have there. Cross-border, or I mean, that's my guess. Does that mean Mexico? Does that mean fucking Canada? Like, I mean, it's some borders.
did he bring something back on his jet from Cuba? If he was in Cuba, right?
Yeah.
Did he bring back a bunch of Cuban cigars?
Wow. I mean, I don't. Will they really go after him for
Oh,
something like
fuck
that?
yeah, they would.
Really?
If there was enough of them.
Damn.
But, bro, that's illegally smuggling with the private jet. That's going over. You're breaking multiple laws there. You can't just put shit that don't belong in America in a private jet and bring it to America. That's definitely a crime. I'm trying to stay small, right? I don't want to be like, maybe he murdered a guy. But I can see someone like Gervonta being like, dude, I'm going to bring back a cigar for everyone. Just keeping it small. But is that what that, that's what I wanted to hear over was that cross borders thing. Because to me, that's what a lot of these celebrities been busted for lately is these fucking private jets, right? They think they can do whatever they want on these planes going over land that's not where they came from, right? So the rules that you had over there don't apply over here, yet here you are flying around fucking off in these private jets. Sometimes it's even the cartel guy throws something on Julio Cesar Chavez's jet while he comes to America. I mean, that's what they said was going on, right?
Yeah.
It might have been drugs, it might have been guns, but they know they were smuggling. Multiple musicians have been popped for this. The feds there might be such a big industry in this. The feds are looking at private air jets and who comes walking in but 5 foot nothing, Gervonta with the bag full of goodies from Cuba, right? I'm just attaching Cuba because that was where he was rumored to be at, right?
Yeah.
We all know there's no bringing anything from Cuba back. I see him trying to be really cool and bringing something back.
Thinking he's above the law. He's like, oh, yeah, watch, I'll do it. Watch, I'll do it, guys.
Yeah.
Bringing some shit.
Like I said, I'm trying to keep it small. Hopefully he can, get himself out of this. But that's the part that I wanted to hear over again because that's like, to me, it's like you said, he has something going on out internationally. Like, what the hell? Kingpin here? What the fuck? Secret fucking bank accounts? Like, I don't think he sells drugs, right? I don't think he has an offshore account like that. I can't be. If it was murder, they wouldn't be using these kind of terminology, right? Financial, freaking cross-border things. That none of that points to violence. To me, he's fucking either smuggling something out or he smuggled something in. But we will see. We will see. Where's the end of that?
The end was just representatives from the FBI and the IRS Criminal Investigation Division have declined to comment on the active matter, maintaining their standard policy regarding ongoing operations. So I'm not sure why the IRS Criminal Investigation is involved here or why they were approached, but if it's mentioned in the article, it's probably because it has something to do with that. But yeah, that's how the caption
and
closes.
That term was cross-border what?
So there was two of them. There was suspected financial irregularities and cross-border assets.
Cross-border assets. I'm going to try to get the meaning of those during this show.
Yeah, and it's ironic, but it seems as though every time a fight's coming up for him or there's a possible fight out on the horizon, this bullshit happens. Something happens. It happened before with Jake Paul. He was going to have a pretty big money exhibition fight, I guess, with Jake, and that went to shit because of his issues outside of the ring. And now here we are. The WBA has ordered that he was going to defend his belt against I believe is the interim champ, Floyd Schofield, and then now, well, there goes that. So I'm not sure how much longer the WBA intends to leave Gervonta or have him be their champion, but at some point they're going to have to fucking strip him of the belt if he's not defending it over here. And the last time he was in the ring was against Lamont Roach, I think it was last year. So we'll see if the WBA decides to step in here and say, yo, that's enough, or as always, give him cut him some breaks, cut him some slack, and let him keep his belt. But yeah, it just seems strange that whenever there's a fight coming up, that he bounces.
So this is talking about taxes, bro. Offshore accounts that he could be trying to hide money. It seems like foreign bank accounts, offshore trusts, currencies held in international markets, why people use businesses, wealth protection, market expansion, key challenges, taxation, subject to dual taxation risk, foreign withholding taxes, or international estate tax laws. Nah, I don't know. They caught some. I still don't know how he would be hiding money. You know, most of the time, the guys that were hiding money are usually the foreigners, right? That aren't either they weren't like Manny. I think his taxes always came up, right? What he was taking back. I think there was rumors Bob was doing an account here in America because he didn't want his money going back to the Philippines because he thought they were robbing him. Do you ever remember those stories like that?
No, I don't remember. No.
Yeah, Bob used to say he was protecting Manny's money because if he took it home, obviously he'd buy fucking houses and build communities. But that's sort of what, just off top, that's what it looks like. It's pointing at more of they're looking into his offshore accounts, maybe for hiding money, possibly. Maybe he's making some money somewhere else. He's not showing it on his tax records in America, something like that. Owns an island. No, I'm just kidding. Didn't tell anyone. He's like, what? I was supposed to put this in my taxes? What?
It's like, what? I paid with cash. I didn't know I didn't know how to report it. Like, yes, any sort of spending like that, you might have to let people know.
All right. So it's still bad. It's not, it's fixable. Matters though. He did run. He's such a dork.
He wouldn't have ran. I mean, if this is true, he wouldn't have ran if it wasn't something that was somewhat fixable. Something that he's like, oh shit, okay, I'll figure out a way to do it. But when you start to flee, well, that makes things look really, really bad. And then look, you're not going to escape. They're going to bring your ass to justice one way or another. So when you're facing the judge, when you're there, the first thing they're going to ask him, yo, why the fuck did you run, fool? Like, well, because no. Why the fuck did you run? You know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, what's the point of lying? You're already caught. Just own up to it, man.
Yeah, and I think that's what that other one, the financial irregularities, that's probably where that's coming from, right? If you attach that, they're saying, well, we've seen this is leading them into. So, yeah, it's most likely, I guess he's either hiding money or he has something that he did not write in his taxes and they nailed him for it, right?
Oh boy. Well, we'll see where this leads to with Gervonta. It leaves Floyd Schofield without an opponent because he was supposed to face Gervonta, at least according to the WBA, ordering that fight to take place. So looks like that ain't gonna happen. I mean, maybe some people didn't think it was going to happen at all. I mean, we talked about it before, right? Both guys have their issues outside of the ring. I doubted whether or not the fight was going to happen. And now, if this is true, now less likely for the fight to happen. But yeah, let's see what develops in the next few. Because I mean, I'm assuming he's already landed. If we're talking about this being true, wherever the hell he's at, maybe it already landed, right? I mean, I'm sure wherever the hell he's going, he's there now, and probably getting updates like, oh, yo, are they looking for me? Are they already at my house? Who's at home?
It says financial irregularities are actions or accounting practices that deliberately deviate from standard financial rules to deceive, commit fraud, or misappropriate assets. Hi, Gervonta. Where did the PBC invest his money?
Right. Where did they invest his money for him? Oh boy. Well, that's one part of the rumor mill. Anything you want to add anything else you want to add to that before we hop into the second rumor?
No, it's just, it looks bad. It's a bad look. That's not going to go away. That's also, you guys, like I said, that's going in front of the Maryland judge that's already wants his head on a stick for the Miami incident. Now we have this, and now we have him running. Can I say 3 strikes, you're out? Most judges, Miguel, are going to say 3 strikes, you're out, right? There's even a 3-striker law that's in California, right? Been giving people life for a long time. This is a 3 strikes, you're out. When that judge gets all 3 of these in front of him, like, you've been a busy man since you left my court, Mr. Davis, but it's not the type of busy that I wanted. So I think you need a timeout. It's time to give the adult a timeout. And in an adult world, you go to prison. Bailiff.
The judge is like, you might not have understood me when I said I don't want to see you in here again, but here you are again. I'm not sure if you understood me. I didn't say I want to see you in here again. Like, hope to see you soon. Like, no. I don't.
No doubt, bro. Fucking no doubt. I'd bring this how do they say it when they bring the script or whatever? What they read from the last court case. Please read the ending to Mr. Davis again. When I told him about not wanting to see him.
Yeah, that is like. It's like, I don't want to see your ass in here again. And just reading the rest of it. Like,
you will get max.
Yes. It's like, it's on record. Let's keep that on record.
No doubt.
Gervonta. We'll see what develops here in the next few. Oh, man.
That was a good one.
I think this is like, I'm not even sure this is the third strike at this point. This is like third strike. He was out. Then he's up to bat again. Like, we're at that point, basically. Like, I don't know how many fucking more strikes we're going to give this dude, but. We'll see what develops here.
And you guys got to remember, the thing that put him on probation was T-boning a car with a pregnant girl. It's just all bad for him, right? It's just all bad when he goes back in front of that judge. And he left her. And he left the scene.
Yeah, that's right. He fleed or flew, whatever the fuck the term is.
And he fleed again.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to jail.
For a long time this time.
Yeah, bro. He's going to, dude. Man, rich people got it good. If Gervonta's in the ring in 2027, because I think 2026 is over, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think he can fix everything within the next 6 months. I doubt we're going to see him back in the ring. Here's hoping to 2027 is my year. Let's do it. Gervonta.
Oh, shit. Well, that turned fast.
Yeah, it sure did. All right. The second part of the rumor, I mean, not the same rumor, but just another rumor, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, is where the potential Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury fight will be taking place. Now, this is, of course, considering that both fighters get past their warm-ups, because it sounds as though Fury is in line for another warm-up. We already know that Anthony Joshua has his coming up. So the first thing that I read, all right, and let's go ahead and see what if you've read anything differently, is that this fight was going to take place here in Las Vegas at the Allegiant Stadium. Now, that was very brief, mind you. I've read, let me see if I can get here. This is from Nick Noonan, Fight Hype International reporter. We are hearing from a strong source that Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua could be held in Las Vegas in November or December. Possible venue, Allegiant Stadium, live on Netflix around the world. All right. So the first time I heard that, I was like, oh, shit, they're doing big things. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be, Netflix. I'm sure that's something that was kind of a given, right? They figured, they saw the numbers that Netflix gives them with big money fights like this. So fuck yeah, it's going to be on Netflix. Wow, they're going to do it here in Las Vegas. All right. They don't exactly have huge markets here, but they're not going to no fucking MGM Grand or Mandalay. They're going to Allegiant Stadium, 70,000 fucking people. All right. Andrew, before I get to the other locations, if you saw this, did you believe this? Would you have believed this if you read this? Like, oh shit, they're going to do it here in Allegiant Stadium. Did you think any doubt? Do you have any doubt that this fight will take place here?
I don't know if this is a power move by Fury and Joshua to land a better deal over there in the UK, but in my opinion, this is not an American fight. They would be shooting themselves in the foot if they brought this fight to Allegiant Stadium. Maybe Joshua possibly brings some American fans out to see him. I don't know of too many Tyson Fury fans anymore in America. That ship is kind of sailed. He was hot for a quick minute, and unfortunately, he's not consistent at being a role model, athlete, champion, right? Guy's in and out of fucking his little moods, loses the title, comes in out of shape. What looks to be out of shape. Obviously, he's doing 12 rounds. He's a great fighter. But damn, you look fat. There's no There's no like, ooh, I want to see Tyson. You know, for reals, I hear a lot of people saying they hate seeing him because he jiggles. Just being, I'm telling you, it's not an American fight. He does not have a fan base here, so why would you come here and try to charge people the ridiculous amount of prices that you put on all these big events? It's across the board. Sporting events are way overpriced nowadays. How people are doing it, they have to be living home with their mom and dad. You know, when you see all of these guys that are, you know, under a certain age bracket. Oh yeah, I spent $2,000 on the tickets for the Knicks game, the Knicks Spurs game. Yeah, I spent 4,500. You know, 12,000 for 2 tickets. Get the fuck out of here, 12,000 for 2 tickets. And it is crazy. And then I've seen the WWE complain about it. I've seen UFC complain about it. It really does seem like it's across the board. You've seen me talk about the Raider tickets, right? That was for years. I've been saying this was bullshit. What they did to Raider fans, we went from $25 to $700 now gets you in the door. What? That's the top of the stadium too. You know what I mean? I don't think the fight happens here. I think this is a power move. And I don't know what kind of power move that is. I'm not behind closed doors, but to say that, dude, what a slap in the face to the Joshua Fury fans. They waited this long for this fight, and now you're telling me, if anything, Miguel, you put this in the biggest stadium over there, and then you make the biggest closed circuit venue the UK's ever seen, because I just believe everyone wants to come out and have a drink and watch this fucking fight. They do not want to travel to Las Vegas, though, to watch this. And what a bummer if you make people watch this shit on TV when it should have been in front of them at their house.
All right. Excellent point. They may not want to travel to Las Vegas, but would they want to travel to Los Angeles?
That's
according to Boxing Scene, breaking, the long-anticipated showdown between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury could land at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, near Los Angeles. Boxing Scene has learned. All right, so that's the second one. If their first one wasn't, I mean, look. I remember going to the first Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fight at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, and that place was packed. Now, yes, I'm sure much of that had to do with Deontay being an American heavyweight, being an Olympian, and of course, the Bomb Squad, PBC, Zombies were definitely there. And what a fight. It totally delivered. It was an excellent fucking fight. I made it to the weigh-ins. It was a dope fucking weekend. Neither of these guys are American. I doubt they're gonna have the kind of support. If they don't have it in Las Vegas, they're not gonna have it in Los Angeles. You really got it right on the head. What a slap in the face to UK fans, fans of these guys, for it to be like, yo, 2 of the top guys, and we're not gonna have them anywhere near our fucking country. We're gonna have them somewhere else. What a slap in the face that would be. But I have taken a look at the SoFi Stadium. It is a killer ass fucking stadium. It looks pretty dope. I think they had a couple of WrestleManias there, or a WrestleMania there a few years back. So it's a very, very big time stadium. But again, are they going to fill seats in Los Angeles? I mean, neither one of the. I guess to Tyson Fury's credit, he did come out one time wearing like the Mexican flag, right? For what I think it was, I forget what fight it was, but he came out with that, trying to. I guess, cater to more Latino fans. And even when he was here in Las Vegas or Los Angeles, he went to some taco shop. He was serving tacos, he's trying. But as you said, that ship probably has sailed at this point. So all that has pretty much gone out the window. All right, not Las Vegas, but Los Angeles, SoFi Stadium.
You ever seen that picture of Iron Man, that one famous one where his eyes are rolling? Like, give me a break.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to picture show you when you said LA. Come on, this is worse than Las Vegas, bro. They can't even get a high roller in the building if you go to Los Angeles. Hopefully, and honest, okay, it's on Netflix. All right, hold on though. It's on Netflix. They might be putting it in LA. Then all their did you notice?
What do you mean?
Well, Netflix kind of seems like they're like HBO, where they're going to be fucking flooding their ringside seats with nothing but people that have shows on Netflix, right? Okay, so then they can go, oh, watch this show, oh, watch this, and oh, this new documentary. It just seemed like they were very HBO like on some of their Netflix so far their fights that they've been putting on, which is understandable. So seeing it in LA, that might be a power move from Netflix, right? Saying, you know, maybe a bunch of actors said, hey, we want to see Anthony Joshua up close. They're all weirdos, right? It's Hollywood, right? Yeah. I'm just saying, Miguel, you know, he got fucking Oscar from LA saying, we're calling him what, a goddess? I'm sure there's a lot. I'm sure there's a lot of guys over there that think the same thing, right? I mean, like, if I could just get 15 minutes of staring at him live.
Yeah. And Oscar doing his part. He's like, this guy's a fucking goddess. You got to go watch him. I'm telling you, he's hella big. He's hella big. One of those. Let's see if that helps. Get some ticket sales in Los Angeles there.
So while I don't like the idea at all, because it slapped to their true fans, of course, and I think front row seats will be the only thing that's packed at that because Netflix gave them away. I don't see too many other fans spending hundreds of dollars to watch that fight in LA. They would have to definitely bring it. Eddie Hearn's gonna have to bring a lot of his brown side from DAZN, and he has a few Mexican fighters on DAZN, right? You're gonna have to stack that card to get people to buy this. I don't like it, but I see both of them now. I'm starting to wake up here, you guys. I always take naps. Miguel's always waking me up. He's got to do a show. Actually, it was my kids, and I yelled at everyone. And I said, "Oh shit, my show!" But I'm waking up. I see an avenue for all of them, right? Vegas, obviously, they're hoping they get the, what was it, 27 air flights in 24 hours or some shit like that came to Las Vegas for Ricky Hatton. It was on the news how many airplanes were sent out of the UK on that fight. So they're hoping for another gold mine like that, right? LA, I think that's Netflix, Miguel. I'm going to say that would probably be Netflix's power move to get it closer to so they could promote the fight, have their people there. It's going to be one of the most watched fights globally. They'll line it up with all of their characters that they have running their highest shows. So I see that happening for that. But overall, this thing belongs in the UK. Actually, I'll go out on a limb here and say it's going to hurt the legacy of Joshua and Fury if they end this in America. I think their fans might turn on them. Might be a little bittersweet, right? Leave a little bitter taste in their mouth. Like, fuck those two. I remember when they sold out? Remember when they fucking sold out?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's almost like the Mexican or Latino fans who were kind of pissed at Canelo going to like Saudi Arabia, like, yo, what the fuck? Don't go over there. Shit. Like, yo, we need you in Vegas. We need you in California. We need you in Mexico. Like, don't go over there, fool. I mean, that's pretty much close to it.
Especially, and you hit it right on the head. They only have a few fights left to give to their fans, right? That was one of Canelo's the things they were saying about Canelo, right? Is that he only has a few fights left and he went and sold out. So perfect example of, yes, that might turn on Anthony Joshua and AJ too. And understandably, that fight does not belong in America.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and toss in number 3, the voice of reason, Dan Rafael wants to put in his 2 cents. According to his tweet, or I guess X, I don't know what you would call it, X. This was from yesterday, the 9th of June. Per source with direct knowledge of the plans, assuming Joshua and Fury win their warm-up fights, their showdown in November will take place in the UK. It will not be in Los Angeles. Now, of course, he doesn't mention a specific stadium, but we can imagine it'll be one of those stadiums out here. All right. So this makes a lot more sense, right? We figure this is where these guys want to have their final fights. They want to have be able to cash in on this rivalry that has been brewing for God knows how long at this point. To actually get them in the ring, it would be an atrocity if these guys didn't actually do this in the UK. So the voice of reason, Dan Rafael, comes in and says, yo, from what I'm hearing of people close to the matter, as long as they get past their warm-up fights, their fight is definitely taking place in the UK. Cool. That makes a lot more sense. Again, no venue or anything like that mentioned because we still got some time before we go there. He did mention November. Some of the other posts said November or December, so it looks like November is most likely going to be the case. But again, this is just early preliminary talks. Okay, that sounds way better than the rest, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, most definitely sounds better. And honestly, it's better TV for Netflix. You don't want to put on a fight of this magnitude, tell everyone it's the biggest thing on earth, and then no one show up, or not have a maximum capacity crowd like they will have in the UK. And they just cheer different in the UK. Like, this is going to be great TV. This is great entertainment. The roars from the crowd are going to come through the TV. The soccer-like atmosphere that they're going to bring in the 80,000 plus strong. Netflix would be hurting themselves if they don't put this in the UK and give this fight everything that it was built up to be.
Yeah, I was taking a look at some venues over there. I didn't realize. So one of their more popular ones is not a stadium, but it's an arena. It's called the O2 Arena. It only holds like 20,000.
Yes.
That's shit. I mean, I figured they maybe they go somewhere else, right? Wembley Stadium, that's their bigger one, right? In London, can have a capacity of up to 90,000. That one seems decent.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one.
Old Trafford in Manchester, between 74 and 75,000. Twickenham Stadium in London, 82,000. Principality Stadium in Cardiff, Wales, 73 to 74. Those are all big ones, but man, yeah, Wembley Stadium is where it's at, right? That's exactly where they're going to go.
Yeah.
We can anticipate them being there. Good.
They should go there, and like I said, they should try to make it the biggest party they can. Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren been doing great things over there. Frank Warren, obviously, we've seen him, one of the biggest rising companies in the UK right now. I wouldn't take this fight out of there, and I would try to make as many parties as I could around this thing. Bring everyone out, right? Unite everybody. This shouldn't be a fight. This is a fight for the fans, man. These two guys have been on a collision course for a long time. You allow them to settle it in the ring, and everyone else just enjoy. Hopefully that's what this turns out to be. And I think so. I don't think there will be any issues. How do you say it? Not even a race war, but just where it's soccer-like. We don't want it to get too soccer-like, I guess. I guess they do like fighting. Fuck it. I don't know. Maybe they do fight. Who knows?
We don't want hooligans to be up in there throwing damn flares into the fucking stadium ring or whatever.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Or definitely not like what's going on. Oh, you know what? No, they just tore up the UK after a soccer game, though. No, they still do that shit over there too. I was thinking, you seen what's going on with the Knicks over there in New York?
No,
they tear the fucking city up after every game, bro. Like, it's just like a free
fans.
Yeah, the fans.
Turning,
so yeah. But that's usually after like the final game, you guys.
After winning the damn trophy. Not after game one.
Burn this bitch down. Yeah. The store owner's like, what? Are you fucking serious? We need 7 games of this?
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, dude. Who knows? I'm hoping for a peaceful night, but I can't call it because they do throw down over there too. Either way, the fight belongs over there and not in America. I like what Dan Rayfield says. Hey, you know what I like about Dan Rayfield? No more shower reports. Ha.
No more shower reports. What the hell is that?
You remember his shower pressure reports?
No.
Oh, bro, you don't follow Dan Rayfield. Dan was very big on telling everyone how the hotel water pressure in the shower was. God. One of the grossest, worst visuals you would ever think of is Dan Rayfield feeling the shower pressure. Yeah, those are long gone. Thank God. Thank God.
I was blissfully unaware until now. I appreciate you bringing everybody into it. All the listeners who had never heard of this damn water pressure test that he holds in his hotels. Oh, Dan. I have heard of his complaints about certain food that, certain promoters would cater to. He's like, what the fuck are these nachos? He's waiting for lobster or something like that.
That I remember. But
yeah. I ate all those mini corn dogs. You best believe I ate them shits, but they can do a lot better. Do better, Golden Boy, or whatever the fuck. Wow, that's I don't even want to picture that shit. Boy, Dan. All right. Well, yeah. So that was the rumor mill. Those are all the stuff that I was able to find as far as rumors go. But I figured I'd throw that in there because that fight definitely belongs over there in the UK. All right. Let's take a look at what else we got to talk about here. Okay, so this one we kind of threw in a little bit last minute, but we wanted to talk about in regards to another English fighter in Conor Benn. Of course, there's been a lot of talk that supposedly we're going to get Ryan Garcia putting his WBC welterweight championship on the line against Conor Benn later this year, September 12th, right? Supposedly the weekend of Canelo and Christian and Billy over in Saudi Arabia. If you hear Conor Benn talk about it, the fight's already signed. He's like, yo, I signed my shit. The holdup is on your end. Well, if you hear Ryan Garcia on Jimmy Fallon saying, yeah, the fight, I'm going to fight this dude in September. He's already got it, right? Well, one of the guys who's going to be involved, Oscar De La Hoya, right? Ryan Garcia's promoter, was asked about this. And he kind of gave a non-answer, but really it was still an answer. He says, I've been hearing rumblings about it. All right, well, what the hell? But ultimately said, yo, I have yet to hear anything. I have yet to get a phone call. It has yet to land on my fucking desk in so many words. All right, well, who the hell is lying here then? If we're hearing Conor Benn saying that he signed his part, we're hearing Ryan Garcia talking about how the fight's made and he's already got a date. I guess he had a date on the calendar. And then, of course, even a city, they're planning to do it here in Las Vegas. But one of the guys who's going to be involved with it, that's going to be ultimately signing off on this thing, Oscar De La Hoya himself, doesn't know, because all he says was if the fight has to take place, it's gonna have to be on DAZN. Okay, well, that doesn't really tell us much, but okay, I guess we can kind of figure that out. That's where it's going to be. That's kind of a who's on first type of thing, but obviously it's going to be on DAZN. But it just seems like, man, there's so much uncertainty on this shit. And Oscar certainly didn't help by saying, yeah, it hasn't even landed on my fucking desk. Andrew, who the hell do we believe here?
Well, okay, look it. First off, I'm going to tell you guys, Oscar De La Hoya in this situation is the only person that matters. What Conor Benn says doesn't matter. I told you guys last week, Conor Benn's cooked when he signed that contract. His say, he has no say. He has no demands. There's nothing for him to do but get pointed to a fighter and fight, and that's what he's doing. That's why his side, we were okay with the fight. We're good. No shit, you are. You're getting overpaid, and you have no say. So I'm done with Conor Benn. Ryan Garcia going on Jimmy Fallon and saying the fight's made. Hey, you guys, how many times did Ryan Garcia went on the internet and said he's away from Oscar De La Hoya? How many times he went on the internet and been like, this is my last fight right here? It's been a lie every time, or really just a young man that doesn't know how to read his contracts. So I don't believe him. The only person that matters are the promoters. Dana White for Zuffa, Turkey for Zuffa, however you want to say it, and Oscar De La Hoya for Golden Boy. Dana White and them said that they didn't confirm the fight was made either, right? They said they were almost done. Isn't that when we said we wanted a percentage of what's almost done?
Yeah, that was one of them. There was a couple of examples, but that one was definitely one of them.
One of them, right? And so now Oscar kind of gave us that percentage of how much is done. What's the percentage when you get no phone call?
Yeah, when it hasn't even landed on my fucking desk. Like, I have yet to hear about it. I'm hearing rumblings. Well, rumblings isn't even a percentage. I'm sorry. It isn't until it lands on your fucking desk and you see numbers and you see, oh, okay, this is the offer or this is the potential date, et cetera, et cetera. When there's actual dialogue and there's communication between the two. I mean, even Oscar himself says, yo, and Oscar kind of shot himself in the foot a little bit here on one of his recent interviews, saying that, can you imagine me and Dana White, the promoters in the same room together? That's going to be more exciting than the fight. Really, more excited than the fucking fight, dude. Maybe it was a slip of tongue. Maybe he meant to say it would be just as exciting on the fight. Maybe that would have been a little bit better. But I mean, I'm sure it will be very exciting. Definitely doesn't sell the fight, right? Doesn't make us want to buy it if what there are the highlights of the damn build up and the press tour and everything is going to be you, Oscar and Dana bickering basically the whole time. Doesn't exactly sell the fight very well if you're saying that's going to be better than the damn fight itself.
So now that we know they're at 0%, this isn't about merchandise, right? Sales. This isn't about Ryan Garcia possibly becoming a Zuffa toy or anything like that, and they're arguing over that. We got to push this way further back. What's holding this up? Could it be that Oscar went against the Ali Act reform, and that's what's making Turkey not want to give Oscar this fight now?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he tried to hurt him, so he's like, you know what? Maybe we don't do business with you. Could it be they're waiting for Ted Cruz? I don't know what was in that Reform Act. Remember I was saying, is it possible that there might be something in there that gets guys out of their contract with no penalties? Is there a new thing where it says, hey, a fighter should be able to choose where he wants to go unless he's signed to that Zuffa contract? Then that Zuffa thing is gold. Who knows, right? I'm just throwing shit at the wall. But it just seems funny that we don't have a phone call. This fight's being announced by both fighters, yet one promoter saying a call hasn't even come in. Like, you guys, I was hoping he was going to say 80%, 75% done, right? We just got we got little things to get over here. This is kind of weird that Oscar put that out, that they haven't even called me, because either Ryan's doing negotiating on his own in the belief that he's going to get out of Oscar's deal for some reason. And they're just waiting for Ted Cruz's signature to start that process. And what could be the process of a lot of these guys that we've been talking about in the last few weeks? You know, all of this generation that they need to get seem to be either tied up with belts or about to get a belt, which means they can't get out of their contracts easily. So are they waiting for Ted Cruz to grant them that? I find it strange, Miguel, that they haven't called Oscar. Something's going on behind the scenes that Oscar probably knows about, just can't talk about. Right? He's got to let his lawyers figure this one out.
But you're talking about Oscar, right?
Yes.
Couldn't he at least say that? Be like, you know, we're at least this much forward, but there's a lot of information that I can't disclose right now. I can let you guys know whenever I do know, but we're taking a look at it. We're there at least. At least there's communication between the two, and we know that the wheels are rolling to some degree. Him saying that he hasn't even gotten a phone call is like, yo, we haven't even started negotiation. We haven't even started talking.
Him telling me that and everyone else saying that the fight's on tells me Oscar's not in the loop. Why is that, and how are they getting away with that, right? And Oscar might not be able to do anything because he can't prove it, right? He doesn't have a bug on Ryan. He doesn't have a private investigator following him around saying who he's meeting up with. So he has no proof. And also, like, I go back to what I said about Dana and them last week not being able to show their cards because it shows the lack of power. I would have to say the same for Oscar. If Oscar totally knew that Ryan was negotiating this fight behind his back in belief that he was about to be out of his contract because of whatever Reform Act was coming down the pipeline, Oscar's not going to just come out and go, hey, man, guess what they're doing to me? You know what I mean? Kind of makes him look, it makes him look real small. Like just the same thing I said about them. This is all about power plays, right? And, dude, he's out of the loop. Not a phone call, Miguel, yet the fight's done.
Yeah, that's I can't even imagine how they would how they would been able to do it to get the fight done without Oscar being involved. So what loophole is there even such a thing? Because I mean, we've heard Ryan say that, right? Saying that like this was my last fight with Oscar, and whether or not he really thought that was true or not, I mean, I guess we can discuss that. But ultimately, it looks like that isn't the case, right? It looks like he's still in on Oscar. So Oscar has to be involved to some degree, one way or another. For him to not be in the loop sounds like they're doing some shady shit and illegal shit, like stuff that Oscar can have some sort of legal recourse for.
Unless that Reform Act gets signed in there, it's in that. Thank you, man. So that's the only thing I can think of. This is another thing I was thinking about right now is what if these one fight deals, Turkey's people are doing the math on, all right, let's say we wanted Ryan Garcia, right? Say, fuck off. You know, Oscar, he tried to fucking hurt us. I don't want to give that guy any more money. How much do we have to pay Oscar to get Ryan out of his contract? And what if they're working a buyout contract? Because, see, what I'm trying to say is a lot of these guys aren't multi-fight deals anymore. Like the loopholes that we're talking about, you guys, maybe it's only a one-fight deal. So Turkey's like, you know what? So if I give him an extra $25 million, I can get Ryan Garcia and not have to deal with anyone anymore. He's one of Dana's babies now. They got to look at the numbers. Look, I don't like all the bleeding, but if they're really going to make a push to take over the sport, this has to happen. You're going to have to buy people out. It seems like the contracts are structured in a way that guys usually don't get out of their contracts easily. Sort of like the UFC, but I guess Bob Arum and them aren't going, we're going to give you 6 fights for 10 years, right? Yeah. They're going, we'll get you a champion, and then every fight after that is a one-fight deal until you're either not a champion or you're fucking, you know, a has-been. So maybe it's a one-fight deal that keeps getting reworked every time you do a title defense or you get a new belt or something like that. And now Turkey and them are trying to do the math on, let's just stop giving all these promoters money and start seeing, let's take them to court and buy them out. If the money's good enough, right, and they get enough names to start making, you know, Ryan Garcia is a pusher. He's going to push tickets. Now, I don't know if he's the guy you want in Riyadh, right? But if you're trying to take over the sport, he pushes tickets. And if he's on a one-fight deal, fuck, man, get Oscar out of your hair. You don't have to hear all that's gone. Bye-bye.
But, all right. But Oscar's, at least in this form, in other forms, yes, but he's not a dummy, at least not in this aspect. You think he'd go that route? Do you think he'd be like, yeah, sure, let's go ahead? Because, mind you, he's talking mad shit about people taking Saudi money, and he would be doing exactly this if he were to go that route. But knowing that he's got this issue with Virgil Ortiz, right, going to court, there's only so many superstars he has left, and this is one of the ones that, you know, the last one half of the last time pay-per-view did humongous fucking money. You think he's going to be like, all right, cool, I'll just sell it. Sure. How much is it? 25 mil? Sure, take it.
It matters on what the judge says too, right? The judge is going to have favor if he's going to let this buyout happen. You know, I don't know how far you can force someone to work with someone, right? If Ryan Garcia goes to the courts and says, I want out, this guy's done not, look at our Twitter feed. We're going back and forth. He doesn't like me. I don't like him. They just show a history of Oscar fucking belittling Ryan. You know, when he was in his moods, he would make fun of Ryan every once in a while. Ryan obviously talking hella shit about Oscar. Maybe a judge goes, just give him just like I said, Miguel, that whole, well, how much money does he make per fight in total? You're going to pay a percentage of that to him, and then I'll go ahead and say this contract is now void. And Oscar really can't say nothing because he's getting millions of dollars for doing nothing. And most guys probably wouldn't say anything. They'd say, all right, fuck you too. Go ahead. Give me where do I sign? I'm going to get, 25 million for this. It's better than him just walking out and leaving you. It's better than him pulling a Virgil Ortiz, taking you to court, staying in court for 5 years and not getting any money. And you guys, I'm on the outside looking in, but as you see, sometimes I'm really good at looking in from the outside. And I just feel like that it's possible. That's where this is all heading. That's why we haven't seen the futures of a lot of these guys, even though we do have the futures of Berlanga and and Hitchins. Come on, bro. That's true. Yep. So we got that one on board. So, but we don't know the futures of all these guys that they were supposedly signing from other promoters. And maybe we're going to find that out here soon. Or maybe not, if Ted Cruz just keeps saying, oh, yeah, I'll get back to you on that. Call me later.
Yeah. Give me a few weeks. I'll do what Dana says. Like, oh, yeah, 2026. 2027. We'll get that shit cracking like in 2027, guys. Sure. All right. So anything else we want to add to that before we move on to the next topic?
No, that's a good one.
All right, cool. So this one here, man, it brings me a little bit of joy, but at the same time, it's kind of sad. Joy because, yes, you heard it here first in Mad Boxing out of Andrew's mouth. The July 11th IVB Boxing event that was supposed to take place, that was supposed to break the record of attendance, 130,000, whatever the shit amount was supposed to be, has officially been canceled. We go from rumors swirling that the main event was going to be for a major event like this was going to be Usyk versus Deontay Wilder. That was going to bring people to San Francisco, where the event was supposed to take place, and then that kind of went to shit. We found out that Usyk was going to be fighting Rico later on, right? And then even after that, I think Wilder fights Chisora, whatever the hell it was, right? But anyway, point is, we end up getting this bantamweight or flyweight fight that was supposed to be the main event. Well, a few weeks ago, I might have been the last show or the show after, Andrew, you flat out said, yo, we got the UFC card coming up in the White House. We're seeing how they're building it. When the hell are they going to start building this damn structure or arena? You know, we are at this point like 31 days away. When are they going to start bringing in the bleachers or bringing in the whatever, right? Trying to figure out how the hell they're going to squeeze 130 some odd thousand people here. The previous press releases and on their Instagram account, IVB Boxing I'm talking about, they've mentioned there's going to be live entertainment, there's going to be music, there's going to be vendors, there's going to be a kind of like a festival, basically, like, oh shit, with boxing being in the center of the ring, right? Well, no more. That went out the window. This was an official statement by IVB Boxing regarding this event. Due to growing logistical concerns, it is with regret that the event scheduled for the 11th of July at the Civic Center Plaza in San Francisco has been canceled. The previously announced card, headlined by Anthony Olasquaga versus Andy Dominguez, will still be taking place, all right, with the new date and venue to be confirmed in the coming days. Full refunds will be made to all that purchased the tickets.
At a high school arena coming near you.
Yes. At a high school basketball gym around the corner. At your nearest rec center down the streets. We're gonna get some bleachers in there and get crack-a-lackin'. So I mean, if you guys remember Andrew saying it, he flat out said it from the very beginning. Yeah, this fight's bullshit. It's not taking place. And I'm thinking, yo, hold on. It's still too early to say, right? And as time went on, they're saying they're naming a main event. They're naming a card. They're naming all stuff. Like, oh shit, this is really gonna be down. And I was a little bummed out that it happened on this date, that they had this date, because I wanted to go. I was like, fuck, I'll fly down there. Should be part of history. As I said before, the Caesar's Palace Outdoor Pavilion has a very warm place in my heart, and I never got to attend a fight at that particular venue, but I've done it somewhere else, like the Mirage and the Stratosphere. They've had outdoor venues, but to go to this one that's supposed to be record breaking, oh shit, hell yeah, I'm down. I'll put on my sunblock. I'll be out there right in July. But it was like, damn, it's July. It's kind of in the middle. I got a lot of plans going on in June and August. Fuck, man, I don't want to spend some more money. Right? Well, thankfully, it ain't gonna happen. It seems like they're gonna eventually, or they cancel it, but they're gonna move the card to a later date and a later venue. For those of you who are interested in the card, it will still take place if you guys still want to go, of course. But specifically for this event, it will not take place. There are going to be refunds issued. All right. Andrew, I'm sure you're not surprised, but I gotta ask the question. After all that we saw that made it look like it was gonna happen, are we surprised that it didn't happen?
No, I'm not surprised it didn't happen. I was leaning on that from the very beginning. I wasn't gonna get off. Now look, I guess you could say, if a fight would have happened in an empty field where everyone else was watching DJs and buying snow cones and stuff, yes, then that might have happened. But the 135,000 or even 10,000 to go watch these two young men fight, no. Honestly, if you want me to be real, they put it in the wrong month. You know, the young man, the young man came out representing his sexuality more than his title. If you go and look at when they announced this fight in Frisco, the young man has like a rainbow bracelet on, a rainbow pin on, a rainbow. His hair is pink. His glasses were. It was like, bro, we get it. We get it. All right, we know where you're at. But they should have sent him over to the Pride Month. What is it called? The people that make Pride Month go in San Francisco. You should have sent his little pink-haired ass right into that meeting. And he would have said, I'm the world champ, and I want to fight for all of you. I want to express my pride on the biggest day. Oh, they would have loved him, Miguel.
I want to unify us all and unify the belts at the same time.
That's right. That's right. They would have
said, that's not the way he talks, but I figured I'd throw that.
We're just being assholes. But they should have sent him there. And it's not my knock. The young man's very prideful, so put him on Pride Month. Bring all the rainbows you can, and I'm sure 135,000 might have looked that way. They might say, what's going on over there? Ooh. Then they walk over there and go check it out. A bunch of sweaty boys. Why not? Had them all working. They could go on for days. But anyways, they put it on the wrong month. Oh, well. San Francisco was only gay for that month. No, I'm just fucking playing. It was dumb, Miguel. It was a dumb idea. It was a dumb idea with Usyk. I didn't believe it when they said Usyk. Now, granted, Usyk 24 hours later told this man to shut up. But Wilder and Usyk wasn't going to bring 135,000 to San Francisco, right? So it finally happened. Too bad there wasn't a money line on the bitch, or I'd be sitting pretty right now.
Right.
Because my odds would have been good.
Oh,
it would have been good, man.
It's like, what's the over under that this fight does or doesn't take place, and whether or not, and you were right, and like if the fight took place or the event happened anyway, yeah, there was going to be a ring set up, and there's going to be some fights, right? While people are over here fucking buying funnel cakes and shit while they're walking around, right? I mean, yeah, I'm sure they can do that, but to squeeze, and just to give you an idea, earlier this year, last month, we had the big festival here, EDC, at the one of our speedways, or like venues, and it averages about 150,000 per day. Wow. That's how many people they can squeeze in that fucking thing. That's a lot of people. Now, granted, 150 is more than the 132 here, but you can get a general idea of how many people you can squeeze into that tight area. That shit was bananas, dude. I had if you guys remember, I had to go drop off some people and pick them up. Just that traffic was unbelievable, man. It's just you get such a sensation when you're stuck in traffic. You're like, oh, let's get out of here already. You know what I'm saying? And you just want to get out of there. I can imagine how many fucking people were going to be at this place. And this particular area, the what was it, the Civic Center Plaza? Like, I mean, you've been there, Andrew? Does it look like you can actually fit 130,000 people there?
Obviously you can, because they do put on festivals there, so it's probably big enough to do stuff like that. But the other things, parking, traffic, all of that would be an absolute nightmare. You're talking about people probably having to come in on BART and walk it. There won't be too many people driving in San Francisco during festivals like this. You'll get stuck for an hour at a stop sign, literally, because like you said, you got so many people walking across the street. They don't give a fuck about red light, green light, bro. Once one cattle goes, they all go, right? And now you're screwed. What, are you gonna mow everyone down? No, kind of just flip them off while they walk past you and act like they're not walking right through a green light. You know what I mean?
Mow everybody down and get arrested for a hate crime because of what's going on. Top of that, it's like, it's bad enough they're mowing people down. Now these people are from this community. Now you're even worse.
No doubt. Yeah, exactly. Life.
Yeah. And that's precisely one of the primary reasons why they said it, due to growing logistical concerns. That's the reasoning they're giving. And the fact that they included the word growing, where it's just like, yo, we got a lot of problems and they just keep coming and we can't seem to fix them before the next one pops up. So it's almost like these continuing logistical issues continue to surface and we're trying to knock them down as they're popping up and we just can't keep up. we're a month away, a little over a month away of when the date was supposed to, when the event was supposed to take place. So, yeah. So much for that, and everybody was on board. It looked like the mayor was on board, and it seemed kind of mildly, at least to some degree, political, that they were going to put this event going, put this event on, and I guess that's a no-go. If you guys are still interested, I'm sure they're going to have that card in San Francisco somewhere. Whether or not it'll be there or not, I'm not entirely sure. But the card is still going to happen at some point at a new date and venue. But yeah, so much for that.
I believe it's going to happen in L.A.
Oh yeah, you think?
It seemed like they were moving it to L.A. Yeah, yeah. San Francisco is just not big on boxing, man. Like I told you, Miguel, we had Andre Ward here. He couldn't pack the house, bro. You're talking about Olympic gold medal winner, a kid that was undefeated for a decade before he turned pro, or what was it? It wasn't a decade because he didn't turn pro until he was in his 20s, right? So he was undefeated from 14 until he was 32. You do the fucking math. Some of that's amateur, some of that's pro. But he had every reason to get every boxing fan ever in the Bay Area to buy a ticket to his fight. You're damn near watching a fucking legend, at least a Bay Area legend, right? The things that Andre did athletically are very hard to do for any athlete, let alone someone from the Bay. So when you talk about him coming from this one area, he is elite. That is one of the greatest athletes the Bay Area has ever put out there. Undefeated from 14 until he retires, won a gold medal winner, and won multiple titles in boxing as a pro. He will always be remembered in the Bay Area sports-wise. He couldn't pack a fucking house. His fucking promoter told us one time they had to fucking give away tickets to get people to go there. Literally threw his guy under the bus like that. I don't see anyone else coming in and making that big of a noise here. We just don't have the backing here in the Bay Area. In LA, I believe they'll have a lot more success putting the pink-haired duo on Tuesday night, fighting somewhere over there.
Do you think, and this is kind of a strange question because I know you've lived in the Bay Area for your entire life, or is it just like the majority of your life? It seems to be like something with that specific area, because I mean, that doesn't have to do with a team. If there's like a team in the city, that's another story because they have that support from the city. But I've heard the same from wrestlers. Like pro wrestlers have done interviews and they're like, "Yo, they've had events at the very famous Cow Palace, iconic Cow Palace, and they're like, the fans, when they're not into it, they're fucking dead. Like they're dead. Like, I cannot believe we were trying to do all this shit to get the fans in it, and they just weren't fucking having it. It's like, yo, what the fuck? Why the fuck do you keep coming here? But it's not the first time I've heard that. Like the kind of support that you need from people up there that doesn't include, again, teams that are already in the area. It just seems like this is not the first time I've heard this from that specific area.
Yeah, I used to have a wild theory back in the day that I just felt like there was a lot of more entrepreneurs, inventors, people that were finding ways to make money in America differently coming to the West Coast. And they didn't have the same drive to become athletes because their fathers were more farmers, maybe searching for Hollywood. Do you understand? Everyone that came from the East Coast to the West Coast had dreams, right? They're dreamers, right? Where when you stay on the East Coast, where generations of your family have been in the ghetto, maybe you're more prone to being like, you're going to fight, man. Fuck this. You're going to get us out. You're going to be a quarterback. You're going to play for Alabama. You're going to play for Florida. Like they have more of this, we've been in the trenches so long, this is our only way out kind of attitude, right? We're in the, and this is just my theory, and I used to say this a long time ago. I just think that our grandpas were a little different, and they probably didn't want us to be fighters or just athletes. They were like, no, I came here with the dream, and you're going to follow that. You're going to be successful like how I was. Just not the same desire. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah.
Because if you look like Miguel, we should have a lot more Andre Wards coming out of Oakland, right? Oakland, San Francisco, these urban cities, you would think it would have a lot more athletes coming out, producing a lot more athletes than we actually do. And I'm always like, and I used to sit back and go, why is that? What's going on here? And that's the only thing I could think of, is that our grandpas came here with different dreams than if you stood in where your family was originally from for generations. You might not have an out except the football field, the baseball field, the boxing ring, right? That's how some of our mentality is. So that's why I think we don't support our athletes unless you're the Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders, the San Francisco, Santa Clara Niners. Fuck you guys, Santa Clara Niners. No, I'll never call them just San Francisco. That's a lie. That's a lie to everybody outside of the Bay Area.
Hasn't it always been a lie? Or is it just recently?
No.
Because I don't remember. I mean, what was a candle? No, is it
Candlestick?
Yeah,
Candles.
What was that?
That was in San Francisco.
Okay.
Yeah. It was in San Francisco. It's on the outside of San Francisco, but bro, it's like you're an exit away. Mm-hmm. You're not fucking 60 something exits away, an hour and something minutes down the freeway, right? Multiple. Wait, is there something like 20? I forgot how many cities are in between San Francisco and Santa Clara. It's crazy how many cities are in between. It's like, bro, you're nowhere even close. As a matter of fact, that was one thing when my brother-in-law went to the Philadelphia Super Bowl. That's what everyone kept telling them. They lied to us. They told us this was going to be by San Francisco. It's nowhere by. Yeah, so that whole San Francisco Niner thing's for everyone outside of the Bay Area. Anyone in the Bay Area knows they're the Santa Clara 49ers now. That's why they're 0-3 in the Super Bowl, bro. Come on. They're Santa Clara. They're not San Francisco. Now you're 0-3. You suck. It's a sucky city. It's a sucky team.
Tell us how you really feel, Andrew.
Yeah.
Tell us your true feelings.
At least I won't. At least I don't start fights over this shit anymore. Before
anymore.
Oh yeah, no, I banged that shit back in the day. Fucking Niner, bro.
Speaking of hooligans, goddamn, right? Sorry, I was supposed to say that. Gosh darn it. Right? Speaking of that, right? It's like, oh man, talking about like, I hope they're not the kind that will like start tribal wars over it. It's like, man, fuck the others. Back then, I used to fucking like crack my knuckles on their heads. Like, all right. I see where your mentality goes, Andrew. I see why you see inside. You're on the outside, but you like, I've been there. I know how these people are.
I see fire.
Yeah. Yeah. There's flames. Like no, Santa Clara Niners, motherfucker. Don't try to pull that shit off on me.
Another game I won't be going to though. We had big dreams, Miguel. Big dreams of the Raider game. That all the Raider fans are going to go to Santa Clara and take our fucking city back, right? Take our Bay Area back or whatever, right? There's a lot of these Santa Clara Niners, they really don't know. They don't know. They've never been to Oakland, right? They never had to come to that Oakland stadium and walk through our fucking parking lot, right? So we were like, yeah, you know what? Let's show up. We're playing them this year in Santa Clara, bro. They tried taking that. Yeah, they tried taking it to Mexico. They wanted to put the game there because of security reasons. I forgot what happened. I think Mexico's kind of burning right now or some shit. But the NFL was like, fuck that. We're bringing it back to Santa Clara. $1,000 tickets, $700 ticket. Everything is above like 500, dude. I think I even took a photo of the for this show. I'll look it up. But the fucking prices, Miguel, you can't get in for under like $400, dude. I'm not, dude. That's a regular season game, bro. I cannot see. Back in the day when I was big into sports, we weren't paying that type of money.
Right.
We just weren't. And neither were your uncles and your grandfathers and all that. We were never paying this type of money. Like, I would never spend $800 to watch a regular season game from the third deck. I'm going to watch that bitch on TV. Are you dead serious? You know how big my TV is? You know what my surround sound sounds like? Like a lot better than your third deck shit.
Yeah, and a gazillion camera angles, like when you're in there, no commentary whatsoever. I mean, I guess the commentary is hit or miss, but still, it's like, yo, you get one angle, and you're like, I gotta go to the bathroom, time move out of here. Yeah, you got, hell no. For that amount, dude, my pops would tell me all the time how he'd go to the foreign fights back in the day. It's like, yeah, that show's like $15. It's like, I can't even imagine that being a thing now, but no. totally understandable that that's not exactly something that people go to as much, at least.
That's like you spending your bail money to go to that game, right? Like a lot of people are going. You gotta keep the wife at home on this one, right? Don't know what's gonna happen. Still toes for everybody. Fucking, but you're gonna spend $1,000 before you spend $1,000. You got to get out after you get in.
Well, I guess that includes this event. The events are going to be taking place there, so we'll see what develops after this. Now, there hasn't been any updates. I'm sure they're going to come up with some sort of update soon as far as what venue or what city or wherever this card is supposed to take place at, and whatever if you want to attend it, of course. But that's a no-go. We'll see if they make another attempt. If they try to get the logistical issues under control. Andrew, is there a possibility, do you think, that they'll give this another try? They'll let some time pass by. They'll try to come up with some solutions to some of the logistical issues that they were experiencing here and give it another go, maybe with a much more, most likely, I'm thinking, just throwing shit at the wall, a much more recognizable name in the main event, or names to try to draw in as many people. Do you think they're going to try it again?
No, I don't, because I don't think this man has the backing to do this kind of event.
Financial backing, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. He was on the right path on piggybacking off another festival, right? I honestly believe he picked the wrong month. And I'm not, this isn't a joke. This isn't a running joke. What they did in that press conference is exactly what the Pride Month organization or organizers, how do you say, the people that organize that fucking festival?
Yeah.
That's exactly what they kind of content they would have wanted in their festival, dude. He's an outspoken, outed, gay man.
Flamboyant
as fuck.
Yeah.
And he's a champion. I think they would have been all in. I think he fucking blew that. He should have sent that kid over there and saying, how can we get our professional fight card, who's being main evented by this young man who wants to come out in support of all of you and wants your support. They would have been waving flag. Oh, it would have been lovely. He fucked up. But he has the right idea. He just picked the wrong date. Try that again with him. Might be next year.
But still won't break the record, right? Like let's say they try it next year. We'll just say it was too much of a task, like too high of a mountain to try to break this record.
And look, if the record is only by views, then you can take who, like you just had the number of the people that attended the music festival in Vegas. He could take the number of the festival for that day and go, oh, this is how many people watched us. Boom, we had the most views live, whatever. That's fine. Paid attendance, he'll never break. I don't care what month you put it on, what day you put it on. That young man will not break a paid attendance. What he could have done was attracted people that were walking by and going, oh, wow, look at, they're going to have this guy fighting. I'll check it out. Tell me when the main event starts. And maybe then it packs up so they all can support the kid who's supporting them. Right.
Representing them. Sort of.
Representing them. There you go. So it would have been something like that. I clearly could have seen them pulling what is it? Little. Yeah, we did it. We had 150,000 show up for him when we know damn well it was the festival more than the fight. But I'm not going to argue it. You know what I mean? Whatever. But paid attendance, fuck no. Breaking Chavez Haugen's record in Mexico, never going to happen.
And especially like some of the tickets, right? Because I could have sworn some of the tickets were expensive, like some of the VIP passes or something like that, right? Like they were up there.
Right.
I mean, especially nowadays, like really, these guys are not that popular. We don't know them yet. They're not household names to be charging this kind of money. And you think you're going to break the record? And now, obviously, as the seats go out, the tickets are going to be cheaper. I get that, but I mean, when I first read this, I thought, well, are they going to do it for free? Is that what it's going to be? Like, it's free attendance? Cool. We'll break the record. I mean, it may not be paid attendance, but it'll be free or something like that, right? I'm thinking, or super, super discounted prices. I mean, bring cans of Campbell's soup and you get a ticket or some shit, right? Something like that. But the fact that they were charging this much, and it seemed as though it was just a legitimate regular card event. Yeah, they weren't even going to get close to that.
No. And they never did. They never broke ground. We can honestly say the event never broke ground. It was hot air from the very beginning because he didn't put in the report how they had to tear something down when we're only a month away. Right. So it was, it was hot air from the very beginning. Don't really know who that man is. We'll see if he gets off another boxing show. Remember, this is the guy that was kind of, first he wants to piggyback off the festival, but he was also piggybacking off of Turkey, it seems like, when he first got into boxing. So he's a good talker. He's a good talker. We can say that,
Yeah. Well, we'll see what develops here in the coming weeks to see if where the card lands, the actual card that they still intend to hold. But so much for this event. No more attempts at record breaking this attendance shit. All right. All right. Well, speaking of breaking or broke, Floyd Mayweather is back in the news.
Damn it! What a softball to yourself.
Yeah, I know. I had to. Sometimes I just set him up myself and I knock him down. But Mr. Floyd is back in the news now. As you guys know, he's kind of in, when I say kind of, but in legal problems, right? He's suing everybody left and right. His most recent advisor, I forget the gentleman's name, Rick Nen or something. I forget the last name. Anyway, point is, he's suing everybody. Basically, he's running out of money. I shouldn't say running out of. He's spending it way too damn fast. I saw something recently that kind of blew my mind. And this was on Street Controversy. This is the X or Twitter account. There are reports, right? Because he's going to court and he's suing these people, there has to be disclosures. There have to be documents that have to be presented. One document struck me strange here. Al Heyman had to advance Floyd Mayweather money prior to the Conor McGregor fight because he had already spent his Pacquiao money. It is rumored that he spent nearly $200 million since 2017. 2017 from now. And that money looks to be in the realm of $36 million. He had to advance him that amount of money. I don't know if this is like some sort of, advance being, hey, this is part of the money that you're going to get anyway. Boom, here it is, right? I don't know why, but when I see stuff like this, I can't imagine how much money this dude needed to have to stay afloat for this long with these kind of spending habits. If you guys see, I want to say 50 Cent's his Instagram account, he posted something recently that had to do with him as well. Floyd being in the same situation. Man, $200 million and still, well, that's what he has spent basically. Like, as I'm saying, I can't imagine how much more money he had for that to be the amount of money that he spent. So much so that he had to get an advance from Al Heyman. Man, these documents are not making him look very good, right? Every time something comes up regarding him and trying to sue somebody, and these documents are released, you're like, dude, I don't feel sorry for you for one damn bit. But did this surprise you, Andrew, when you heard that he needed an advance? He had already spent his Pacquiao money. I can't even imagine how much that is. That's the one that had the most pay-per-view buys, right, on paper, on boxing wise at least. Had already spent all that, so much so that he needed more money in advance before the Conor McGregor fight.
The McGregor fight happens in what day? What date? What year?
August 2017. I want to say August 2017.
So, and the Pacquiao was in 2015.
Yeah, May of 2015.
I'm going to say Floyd's going to go completely broke. And granted, we have been saying for years that this was all going to happen. It did happen. So we're on a good path already.
Right.
I'm going to tell you, he's going to probably end up like Tommy the Hitman Hearns, with his kids taking his money at the very end. Right. What did they sell his house with him not even knowing it or some shit? Did you see that one?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Tommy Hearns' son got busted out on like an interview in TV. Tommy's sitting there just looking bad. He's not in good place right now. And his son got power of attorney, sold his fucking house without him knowing it. Yeah. I think that's what's gonna Miguel, this spending habit that he has is not normal. It's he's got an addiction to buying, to spending, to whatever it is that makes him do the things that he did. But for the longest time, we always used to kind of describe Floyd as thinking he was a Saudi prince, right? Like, you don't have Saudi money, dude, but his purchases were that of Saudi money. I always bring it up, but the $18 million watch is not what normal people buy. You have to have an endless amount of money to be purchasing $18 million. Could you imagine when the watch needs a battery? What it and I don't even know if this watch needs a battery. Uptake, a cleaning, anything. What do you think they do it for $50?
Yeah, or like removing a link because it's too big or something, right? Yeah,
anything.
It doesn't come exactly your size, right?
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's gonna be 50 grand.
Right. Like, how much does battery cost? $75K. Okay, yeah, put on the card.
So it's all of that. Like I said, that man has cars that he hasn't started. He has cars that he hasn't changed the oil on. There's headlights that probably don't work, Miguel, because they cost fucking $25,000 to repair, right? And he's like, what? I haven't driven that car in years. Yeah, well, you were gone for 6 months. A rat got into your fucking garage and ate the wires. So you need to rewire the Lambo. That happens to rich people, bro. You guys think the shit. I'm just talking shit. I'm not. When they go on vacations for hella long and their homes are up in the hills, up in the mountains, up in those nice cliffside views, what the fuck you think's coming in that house when no one's been there for 2 months? What do you think's coming in there?
Food in there,
and they love
and
wires. Tesla cars were getting hit bad, bro, by fucking rich people going, yeah, I left my car out and a fucking rat got in there and ate all the wires up. Oh, yeah, no, I'm telling you that happened to Floyd. While he's in Las Vegas and he has 6 cars in Miami and 6 cars in L.A. and Beverly Hills, who knows what little critters got in there while they were just sitting there for months. So he's got all of those issues. Floyd is very much, he's a poser. He was never real. He was making real money. He should be real.
Right.
Should be yes, he should be everything to a regular dude, but to a Saudi prince, you weren't shit. To Turkey and them, they laugh at Floyd. Look at the only 700 million. Look what he's buying. We made that today. Floyd. What are you doing? I have to tell that Eastern accent. I know, but fuck you guys.
We made that this morning. I'm not even going to attempt the accent.
Exactly, bro. Like, they're over there watching this kid buy 3 cars at a time. What did that one guy say? He bought how many watches at one time? Didn't they just have a lawsuit where he bought eight watches or some shit at once, at one time? Like, who needs that? I've never went anywhere and been like, I want 8 of them. Not 8 pairs of shoes, not 8 shirts. I barely want to go shopping, let alone you're going to have me pick 8 shirts that I want today. I'm about to flip my shit. And I spend that much money. Are we putting it on the card?
It's like, we're putting the card. I definitely don't want 8 of those. I will handle 2 and wait till that gets paid off, and then I'll do it again. But I'm not going to fork them all in one cash, in one lump sum. I wanted to make one thing clear. Actually, I wanted to add one thing. So from what I'm seeing here, right, they're saying that he had already spent his Manny Pacquiao money prior to the Conor McGregor fight where he needed money. There was actually another fight in between, and that was Andre Berto. So he fucking had another payday that he fucking ran through so fast. That was his Pacquiao fight was May 2nd of 2015. September, right, 2015 is when he fights Andre Berto. There's another fucking paycheck. And then a year later in August of 2017 is where he fights Conor McGregor. By that point, all that money was gone. Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, what is this guy's issue?
Floyd blew through his money like I blow through money at the casino. And then I go at the end of the night, I'm like, where did all my money go? And you have to start doing the math, right? Like, well, you put an 80 in that machine, and you put 100 there, and you're like, oh, shit, damn, that shit added up pretty fast. I think that's Floyd just on a much bigger level, like at a jewelry store or a fucking car shop, right? He's like, yeah, I'm going to take that car. And granted, I always told you guys, he never paid for the shit up front. That dude walked into places. The guys already knew he's Floyd. They already know every fight he does, he gets 100 million. Bro, here's a fucking piece of paper. You write down everything you want, and it's yours today. Walk out with it, young man. It's all fucking Floyd. I want that car. I want that car. That car. Give me that watch. At the end of the day, say, Floyd, you spent $50 million today. What do you mean I spent $50 million? Then he had to do the math like me. Well, I spent $3 million on that car. Spent $3 million. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
he probably did not know what he was doing half the times he was on those shopping sprees, bro. Because he kind of, when you have that much money, you're not thinking it's going away as fast as it can, right?
Or it's hard to keep track of it. You know, it's like it's so much that you're just like, oh yeah, I'll get more. Boom, boom, boom. It's like spent before it's even earned. I mean, damn, when I can't find a 20 in my wallet, I'm like, no, I did not spend that damn 20. I know it's in there somewhere. Where the hell did it go? You know, I can only imagine, you know, how much of that how much money he needs to have for him to not have been able to keep track of it to that degree where he's just like overspending.
Yeah. Well, we have the clips that where he was buying multiple cars at one time. We have the clips of the watches being bought. You know, all of it, the purses. I mean, fuck, he was on 24/7 buying purses. Hey, Floyd, that didn't even stay hot. You were a straight fucking sucker for that because they're not doing that anymore. How much money did you put in all those man purses, bro? Hey, how are those reselling? Huh? How you doing on the resale of those things? Trying to sell them to girls? She's like, ooh, that's kind of big.
Is that what he bought 8 of? The 8 of those right off the bat? Like,
yeah, those man purses were big for just a little bit, enough to get all of your money, and then tell you they're not hot anymore. Probably threw them out and gave them to his kids.
Right. It's like, yeah, we'll use these as bowling ball cases.
Yeah, put our toys in them.
Yeah.
Go stay with their different mamas. And he just lost another $1 million on a baby.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, boy.
Now, is that $1 million a month? Is that $1 million? Is that just back pay?
It was back pay. And then like, what did they say? Like 30. Oh man, I'm getting the number wrong. I don't know why, but to mine, I'm thinking like $39K a month or something like that.
All right.
I don't know if that's the accurate amount, but it was like an initial payment of like boom, $1 million, and then from here on out like $39K or some shit like that.
That's a little. He can handle that. He can do $39K. You give her a bag.
he can flip a bag. He can flip it. He's like, I got all this over here. Just go sell it, bro. It's like, no, go sell your watch. Like, no, I don't want to sell my watch yet. We'll start with the bags first.
I bought this for $1 million. It's got to be worth 40 grand. Just try. No man wants your purse, Floyd.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Floyd, by the way, you had engraved inside or embroidered FM. So yeah, that's not gonna work. Sorry, unless you want to remove it, which is another like, you know,
50,000.
Yeah, 50 grand to get rid of it. Sure, no problem. You're probably in the red anyway. But you know, no man is going to want to buy a purse first and foremost. Secondly, with another man's initials embroidered on it. Yeah,
I remember one time my friend, he was breeding dogs. I forgot what dog he had. He had one of those small dogs that demand a lot of money, right? Mm. He was all big on how much money he was going to make. Something happened to one of the dogs. He had to take him to the vet. Oh, bro, he was so pissed off. He was like, bro, you know how much they charge? They charge them thousands of dollars to get this dog cured, right? And I go, well, bro, you bring one of the best well-kept dogs into the vet talking about, you know, they know these things are breeder dogs. The dog was, I want to say, pregnant at the time. That vet ain't stupid. He ain't stupid. He's going to hit you. It's a pregnant dog. And I can only imagine what happens to rich people when they go and have to get something fixed, something polished. You know, it's oh, you spent 10 grand on that? All right, well, it's going to cost 100 grand to repair it. Hey, you did that fast. What the fuck? Where'd that number come from?
Right. Like you didn't even look down. You barely look fucking down. You're just like, oh, that's going to be, yeah. Like, what? Aren't you going to go check? Like, no, I know it's going to be 100 grand. What the fuck?
No doubt, bro. You're hearing a ticking 100 grand.
Yeah. All right. It's like the poor baby's limping a little bit. Oh yeah. 120. Just right off the bat. Oh boy. So yeah, so that's more Floyd news there.
So what you're saying is he's going to be fighting that kickboxer in June and then Manny in September.
Yes.
Did you see it was announced on DAZN?
I sure did. Yep.
Yeah.
It's going to be on DAZN now. So we'll see. You know, I mean, as of right now, and then from what I'm hearing, this dude is as good. I don't even know his name, but this kickboxer is pretty solid. Like he's damn good. Whether or not he's gonna put on a type of performance like Rico is, you know, I guess anyone's guess. Probably not, but it seems as though he's actually damn solid. I've never seen him fight before.
I'm gonna tell you, Miguel, if Floyd doesn't get his old magic back, look for Manny to beat him in September. He looked like he was pushing the fuck out of his punches the other day on that mitt work. Matter of fact, on the mitt work, I felt like the guy doing the mitts was reaching Floyd before Floyd was reaching him. So Floyd's really just doing something like this. It's like patty cake, right? Where he's old, pushing, slow. I don't know how you want to describe it, but I was like, oh, man, you've been out of the ring for a minute, man. You really... Is that what we said? Oh, Floyd, it's late. This is late in the game. I don't know, man. They give me good odds on Manny. I might be a sucker again. I went against Floyd a number of times, really because the odds were always there, right?
Sure,
I'm a degenerate. You're gonna give me plus 450. I'm gonna walk to it. So freaking, you give me good odds on Manny, and you put out a little bit more. Hey, Floyd, this is for you too. Want to get us going? Put out some more videos of you looking hella slow, bro, and watch how this money moves.
Not a bad idea. We'll see what comes of it, because we are literally it's this month. It's like the 27th of this month. This fight with a kickboxer, so it's rapidly approaching.
Remember, he lost $20 million on the Super Bowl. Remember he?
No, I didn't hear about that.
You didn't hear about the Denver Broncos Seattle game?
No.
Oh, that's a good story. I'll tell you it when we're done. I don't want to bring it to the show.
Good deal. Well, I'll definitely be reminding you at the end of the show.
Yep.
All right. So this one was we brought it up a little bit a while ago, just because I wanted to bring it in here. I knew it was here somewhere. I just couldn't find it, but I found it. Finally, we get the fights that we've been asking for. Asking for the announcements. It was announced a month ago or 2 months ago that Richardson Hitchins and Edgar Berlanga signed with Zuffa. Right. So boom. This was actually a while back, maybe 2 months now at this point, and we're like, all right, well, when the hell are these guys going to get in the ring? It can't be that long. Like, aren't these guys eager to get back in the ring, right? Hitchins had to give up, or decided to give up, his IBF championship to sign with Zuffa, and he's going to move up to welterweight anyway, so I'm sure he doesn't give two fucks. So we have ourselves some opponents here. Richardson Hitchins' first opponent, Ricardo Salas. His face looks familiar. I'm not sure if I'm familiar with him in general. I might have to look him up, but this is going to be a 12-round welterweight fight that will be taking place on the 26th of July, Sunday, and this is going to be at the theater at Madison Square Garden. So boom, we're back to Sundays, right? Who else?
And Zuffa 9.
Oh yeah, Zuffa 9. Who else is going to be on this card? Edgar Berlanga. All right, he's going up against Stephen Butler. Someone else I'm not too familiar with, but both these fights sound like gimme fights, right? I mean, essentially with these known names. One thing that struck me as strange, this does say that it's going to be a 12-round fight with Berlanga, but it does say super middleweight. Interesting. I could have sworn there is no super middleweight division in Zuffa, but here we go again, going against their words. Every single time you hear Dana White say, well, would I lie to you? Would I be lying? I look pretty bad if I lied. Here's yet another fucking lie. They basically said, blatantly I should say, previously, that there was no super middleweight division, no super lightweight division, et cetera, but here we go again, going against their word already. Berlanga taking on Stephen Butler in a 10-round super middleweight bout on the 26th of July in the theater at Madison Square Garden. Just that little theater next to it. And yeah, Zuffa Boxing 9. Andrew, I'm sure you got plenty to say about this. By all means, sound off.
I told you guys this thing felt like it was PBC-ish when it first got announced. Isn't this a PBC-like atmosphere right here? You got somewhat of star names going to Al Heyman, getting a bunch of nobodies, fighting them on a platform, going nowhere. It reeks of PBC what they're doing over there. I'm a little surprised that it's a Zuffa 09 card. So are they on the pay scale of Zuffa? Are the guys that they fighting, Miguel, are these guys actually only making fucking $25,000 fighting Edgar Berlanga and Richardson?
Yeah, Hitchins.
Richard Hitchins? Richardson Hitchins.
Yeah, there you go. Richardson Hitchins.
Yeah. Well, fuck you. I'm not gonna have to remember your name after a while. You keep fighting guys like this. I'm sorry. Yeah. But dude, that sounds like they're on the Zuffa pay scale, and I'm not talking about them two. But you guys are picking from the bottom of the barrel if those are guys that are fighting for 25 grand. Are you serious right now? That's where you think your career is going? To the next levels when you beat Butler and who's the other guy's name? Oh, I was laughing, bro. I was laughing when that got announced. You know, dude went from a champion. Hitchins is a champion. And now you're fighting some guy out of the tough man contest.
Ricardo Salas.
Ricardo Salas. I know the last name Salas. That's involved in boxing, right? Isn't he a trainer or something like that?
Oh, yeah. Ismael Salas, yeah.
Ismael,
sure.
yeah. So that's all I know about Salas, though. Terrible look. You have Conor coming out fighting Pro Gray. Then you have these two guys coming out fighting no names. Just reeks of PBC. Not scared of this company. Kind of sad what Richardson did to himself. He was already primed to be in a huge fight. Hopefully this shit gets ironed out here soon and you will have your huge fight. But have you noticed no one's even saying his name?
Who's?
It's because he lost his belt. Hitchins. It's because he lost his belt, huh?
What do you mean? Well, he had to relinquish it. He gave it up supposedly. According to
I know that, but
yeah.
Because he lost. Well, I'm talking about all the guys that were around him. It sounded like he was about to nail a big fight here soon.
Mm-hmm.
Now you don't even hear of anyone talking about him.
No.
That's how much a belt can do. So yeah, I will watch. I will see what's going on. But can you imagine if this is a showcase fight does what for either man? If anything, Miguel, all they can pray for is that Zuffa keeps paying them, man. At this point, Zuffa keeps lining. And I think that's what the PBC fell into.
Yeah.
Right? As long as they kept making those checks, they were making good money. They fell in love with the money. And hopefully that's what Berlanga and Hitchins' real drive is, because I don't see this leading to a unification match, you taking on people like Salas and Butler.
Yeah. I pulled up these guys on BoxRec. Butler is 38. I'm not years old. Like this record, I meant to say. 38. Let me see. Yeah, 38 and 5. So 5 losses. 32 of those wins by KO. All right. All of his losses are by KO.
Oh, shit.
All right.
Wow. That's some CTE right there.
And last time he got knocked out, he lost, which was June 2024. So a couple of years back.
Miguel,
his last,
5 losses, knocked out 5 times. He's on the borderline of probably not being able to fight anymore. He's had some rocky moments in front of that doctor.
Right.
Bro, you blow on this young man, he falls over. 5 knockouts and 5 losses. That's not good.
I mean, after Berlanga's, not KO loss to Shiraz, I'm sure he's gonna need to get a little bit of confidence back. So they throw in these kind of guys.
You know what? There's Zuffa has they just showed 20 guys that are undefeated right now, and they're all fucking nobodies. Our legend, our mentor back there, Lee, told us all the time, fucking, you can find undefeated guys out here that aren't worth the shit, right? Go to some. You need a showcase. You don't need a fucking halfway to the mental ward type of fighter. Bro, like, when do you stop? After 6 knockouts? 7 knockouts? Like, come on, you've been knocked out 5 fucking times, dude. Hopefully these are TKOs. Hopefully it's a cut or something. I'm just not reading too deep into his because I got what I thought about was Castillo. Jose Luis Castillo, when he fought Mayweather, had 4 TKO losses on cuts, right? And I thought that's why Top Rank wanted Floyd to fight Castillo, because they thought Floyd was going to cut him up and get out of there really fast. Who did he get that title? Stevie Johnson? Was it Stevie Johnson that was the lightweight champ? I'll have to look that up. But there was a champ that was with Top Rank, Southpaw, very good American boxer. They switched the scorecards in the locker room. Give Castillo the belt. That's how Castillo wins the title.
Yeah. The WBC title.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep. It was a change of scorecards. So, anyways, Floyd had to go that, and he had 4 knockouts. And I remember being like, "This Mexican's been stopped 4 times." And then I was hella happy when I heard he was a big fan of Chavez, was a sparring partner. So then I was rooting for him. But going in, I didn't think he had a chance to win 4 TKO losses to cuts. I'm like, what the fuck? This guy, hopefully it's cuts. If it's not, if it's not cuts and these are all fucking, you know, legit knockouts, no, bro, you don't need that kind of showcase.
I pulled up the other dude too. 24-2. Both of those losses were decisions, so he hasn't been knocked out. But 24-2 with 2 draws. Add to that. Oh, and I think Butler had 1 draw. I forgot to mention that. But anyway, Salas has 2 draws, and of those 24 victories, 18 were by KO.
When you're knocked out 5 times in 5 losses, I think your only goal is to not get knocked out in your next loss, right? That's what all your family's gonna say. Like, oh, you took a defeat. Did you get knocked out? Like, no. All right, thank God.
Yeah,
all right, man.
It was just a cut. They had us up the cut. Okay, cool. Then we can take it.
Yeah. Well, you're still here. Fuck. The other guy, decent record. I mean, that's not bad. It's just not where Hitchins was. Am I saying his last name right, or am I getting it wrong still?
Hitchins? No, Hitchins is right. Yeah.
All right. It's just not who he was. He looked like he was he was at 140. Yeah,
he was the IBF champion 140 and was gonna fight Oscar Duarte and then pulled out, and then Duarte ended up fighting somebody else. Like he took the belt from Liam Perot, I think, as a matter of fact, who's gonna be fighting somebody real soon. But I think he took the belt off of him, if I'm not mistaken, the IBF super lightweight, junior welter, whatever. But yeah, he was a champion. He had I don't know how many, I don't remember right offhand how many title defenses, but he had at least 1. So it looked like he was well. Yeah. And he was well on his way to doing something, and then I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see if we are wrong and ends up being a successful fucking career after all, or it goes down the route of PBC where no one gives a fuck about their legacy and all they want is a damn paycheck.
Yeah, and really, yeah, dude, PBC all the way. Holy smokes, that's. I wonder if Hitchins is happy right now. Like, if I wish I could talk to him, be like, what are your feelings on your decision right now? You know what I mean? You still all gun ho about this, or you a little nervous seeing how everyone else is moving on with bigger fights, and you got pigeonholed into fighting a guy who's making $25,000 a night. He faces the world champ,
and entering a division that is hot right now with all those champs.
And
are you kidding me?
Think about this to all you Zuffa guys. They matched this dude up with he's an undefeated world champ. This guy got matched up to in his first fight. Dana, remember when Dana says everyone's O's got to go?
Yeah.
I know this guy's but this is the shit that they do to get you stuck in their little spider web of, oh yeah, we want to give you a fight. We know you're very popular, but damn, you got a loss, so you know you can't raise you up on the pay scale. We're actually going to drop you down on the pay scale. That's their whole plan. That's why they don't like undefeated. They like losses because they can hold them back, yet their star power grows. So the fans are spending more to watch them fight, but they don't make more because you took that defeat. Oh man, if you only would have won that fight. I'm sorry, this guy is getting started off on the wrong foot. I mean, like, how much do you really care about me? I gotta fight the champ on fight number 1? The fuck? How am I going to get above 25 grand? I'm about to get knocked down the rankings after this fight. Their contracts are only for the undefeated, the guys that are above all, right?
Yeah. And even that contract that supposedly Devin Haney signed with Zuffa, that's worth like $100 million or some crazy ass number. Well, people are saying already, like, yo, that's only if you win. A certain number of fights on this contract, you got to win them all. You win them all, then you get it all. But if you don't, yeah, you're not getting that amount.
You'll be fighting for whatever they give you and a fight bonus. Hopefully, you get a fight bonus. Damn,
and maybe a Zuffa belt. One day. All righty. Okay. So on that note, a fight announcement. Oh shit, my bad. Was there anything else you want to add to that before we move on? Okay.
Very good. Very good.
The next, this one here is a fight announcement that I read recently. This was, we were kind of on the fence on whether or not the Lamont Roach and William Zepeda fight was going to be the main event, and it looks like it's going to be the main event. So there isn't going to be anything above them. I thought there was going to be like we thought maybe potentially there was going to be a better fight to take the main event spot. So no, it's going to be the main event. And serving as co-main event is the fight announcement that I read earlier. Raymond Muratalla will put his IBF lightweight championship on the line against Robson, if I can pronounce his last name right, Conceicao. on the undercard, and it's going to be the co-main event August 1st. Up until recently, I wasn't aware of the venue. There was a press conference earlier today for Zepeda and Lamont Roach. I haven't checked it out yet, but I'm going to do that after the show just to kind of see. I just seen bits and clips of pieces, and I've seen Lamont Roach's pants. He was wearing some like leather pants, which is kind of weird. But anyway, on the co-main, serving as co-main event will be this Raymond Muratalla fight and again Robson Conceicao for Muratalla's IBF championship. So 135 pounds, I'm down. This is a pretty solid fight. I know Robson is has this reputation of being a difficult fighter. He's a Brazilian fighter and had a back and forth. They exchanged the WBC belts at 130, I believe, with what's his name, Shaki Foster, but the dude's very, very experienced. He's a Olympian. I'm not sure if he's a gold medalist, but he's Olympian from like 2016, I think it is. So dude's legit, right? Raymond Muratalla just beat another Cuban, I think it was Olympian, in Andy Cruz. So boom, we got ourselves a decent main event. Andrew, not bad, right? I mean, yeah, granted, not maybe we thought there was going to be another fight that might take the main event slot in this particular card, but it turns out it's going to be Roach and Zepeda as the main event, with Muratalla against Robson Conceicao. It just so happens that you brought him up last week or the week before. I forgot what it was. But boom, he's back in the mix. And here he is. Now, why did I
bring him up, though?
Shit, because of Zuffa? Was it Zuffa?
For Turkey's money's kind of going, it's kind of stale right now. And Bob said, I got
yeah. I got an Olympian.
He always pulls out the same guys, dude. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see where this goes. But yeah, it definitely another top rank made card.
Yeah, that's true. Now, I did, as I was mentioning earlier, I didn't hear where or when the fight was just announced, they didn't mention what arena is going to take place in. And during the press conference, they mentioned it. It's going to be at the Virgin Hotel here in Las Vegas. If you're familiar with that, it used to be the Hard Rock Hotel, the old one. It's the same venue, it's the same casino, same layout. It's the same building. They just basically revamped it. It's now Virgin. And they don't really have an arena. They have basically a theater. It's, if you guys recall what the Perot and what was it, Jarrell Miller, what that fight looked like, go back and watch it on DAZN. That's what pretty much the Hard Rock looks like, right? It's the House of Blues, I think, is what it was. But anyway, point is, it's not an arena. It's basically a small venue. I thought this, I mean, when I saw Lamont Roach and William Zepeda, I'm like, damn, maybe they deserve at least the Thomas and Mack Center or some sort of like arena, not a fucking theater. All right, they're going to go that direction. And this kind of co-main event, shit, I think I'd go to this fight. Like, I'd be down. I can't imagine the tickets will be too pricey because the arena or the venue is relatively small. It's pretty much a theater. So you know me, I'm gonna throw in my credentials, see if they let me in. But if they don't, I'd be down to check this fight out. It will be on the 1st of August at the Virgin. So not a bad fight, huh? I mean, yeah, granted we might have wanted something better for this card, but not bad co-main event.
No, it's not. Muratalla, is that how you say his last name?
Muratalla.
Muratalla. He's been there for a minute, right? So he needs a good showing on a co-main event like this to really get himself out there and possibly a shot at the winner of this fight. So it could be some buildup like that too, where Top Rank will eventually match up the two guys that win this one. But it's decent. Look, I'm kind of tired of all these recycled fighters that Top Rank keeps putting out in front of us, just with different rising stars. This is another one of those events or another one of those matchups. He's a good fighter. He's just not above the grade, right? He's not an A-list fighter. So if Muratalla is the real deal, he should be able to walk through Conceicao and move on. So I'm interested. Muratalla is one of those guys that I've always wanted. He was like a Gilberto Ramirez. He kind of wanted him to get his shot already. You know what I mean? Now, Gilbert didn't really do anything with it, but he had hung around long enough where it was like, dude, when is someone going to give this guy a shot? I feel like he's waited a long time for Top Rank to finally get him somebody. So hopefully this is the last hurdle he has to jump before getting a big splash.
All right. So yeah, August 1st, that serves as co-main event. And if you guys get a chance, go on YouTube and check out the press conference, because I saw it, but I just didn't see the whole thing. Definitely worth a watch and see what they have to say.
And a theater fight is definitely worth the ticket price. If you can get in on a decent price, there's not a bad seat in the house. So yeah, it's pretty cool that they're putting in a theater, because it won't demand a lot of people, right? It's not going to bring in the thousands. So, you know, it will still look crowded, and every seat in the house is a good one.
Yes, very, very good point. The sound is awesome too, by the way. Obviously, the theaters, right? So that's another advantage. Okay, last topic of the show. Yeah, we kind of want to throw it at the end because it's kind of not too important, but kind of, you know, there's fights this weekend. In case you guys have forgotten, Bam Rodriguez will be moving up to 118 pounds to challenge Antonio Vargas for his WBA Bantamweight Championship. And it is going to take place it's going to be this Saturday, the 13th, in Glendale, Arizona. If you guys are in the area, by all means, you know, check it out, of course. But it will also be on DAZN this Saturday. There is going to be some Zuffa fights, I think, later on as well. No, that's next week. I think it's the week that follows. But anyway, we're going to be talking about this one because this is sort of the first step, I guess, for Bam Rodriguez to potentially fight Naoya Inoue down the line in the very, very near future. He is moving up from 115 to 118 for this one, challenging a champion. I believe I read today or yesterday that Bam has officially relinquished and given up all of his championships at 115 pounds. If not all of them, at least most of them. I did see an announcement from the WBO, but I want to say I did read somewhere else that it was all the belts. But anyway, point is, it seems as though this is a permanent move. It's not. I'm hearing this a lot. I've heard Robert Garcia say that he intends to stay at 118. I've heard Bam himself say, no, I'm going to go back down to 115. So the fact that Bam is letting go of these belts is an indication that he plans to stay at 118 for the potential big money fight and could potentially be iconic fight against Naoya Inoue. Unfortunately, Antonio Vargas is in the way. I kind of feel for him. I was taking a look at some of his previous fights because I was unfamiliar with him, but yeah, one loss, not bad, right? But I took a look at his previous fights. The one where he won the interim championship, where he got dropped. He did come back anyway. He finished the guy right in the 10th round. So he was able to finish him, but he got hit and dropped. Then the fight that follows, his most recent one, ends up being a draw where he gets dropped again. So it's obvious why they chose him, right? He gets hit, he can be hurt. It seems like a safe bet, and he's a belt holder. So yeah. Bam Rodriguez comes in like, yo, I can take the belt off of this dude, add some more hardware to me, and I got the victory over a guy who's in a heavier weight class. Now, yes, I've mentioned this before. People are looking at this fight as a step before he fights Inoue. It'll basically be two weight classes. He's at 115 going to 118 and then 122 to potentially fight Inoue. But I'm fully aware that in the smaller weight classes, fewer pounds do matter, but it's really 7 pounds if you think about it from, like, you know, junior welter to welter. That's kind of the jump that Bam intends to make when he fights, or should he fight Inoue. But this is the first step. I'm taking a look at the odds here, Andrew. I don't know if any of these seem tempting at all, but I'll give them to you anyway. This is on the BetMGM app. Bam Rodriguez by KO, TKO, or DQ minus 400.
Wow.
All right.
You know, you hardly see that. Jeez. And this is in the lower weight divisions. They're like, no, he's going to knock him out.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Rodriguez on points plus 350. So definitely not going the distance. Yeah. Vargas by KO, TKO, or DQ plus 1,600. Talking about a degenerate better as you were.
Right.
Vargas on points plus 2,500. Lastly, a draw plus 2,500 as well. So yeah, that's what they look now. Those are the method, right? So that's specifically the prop bets. The straight money lines. Bam Rodriguez minus 3,000.
Wow.
And Antonio Vargas at plus 900. You can see obviously who the favorite is here and who the winner will most likely be. That's kind of one of the reasons why I kind of threw this at the end of the show and not really at the beginning. Although we have a fight coming up, it's just kind of like a step. It's a more of a, even though it's a for a championship, it kind of is a showcase. But Andrew, do any of those odds seem tempting at all to you?
No, they don't. I wouldn't even go for Rodriguez on the plus 350.
Damn.
I seen the same thing that you've seen, a very vulnerable champion. Not only has he been dropped, he's been hurt. He's the type of guy that literally does good, and then he's like Tommy the Hitman Hearns, dude. One hit, and now he's all wiggly. Now the fight's totally changed. Bam's gonna walk through this kid. I don't see this fight lasting. Look, you guys, he's not even a real champ. I know we're gonna consider Bam Rodriguez a three weight division champ after Saturday night. You shouldn't be considered a champion from an interim belt, moved overnight on a phone call that you're the regular champ, to only be told again that you're an intern champ, to only be told again he's been the fucking champ twice by a phone call. No fight. He had a draw on his last one. The guy that's the real champ was in recess. I don't know where he's at now, but he's in the real champ's in that recess bullshit. So he's the regular champ. I can't do it, WBA. It's a free belt for Rodriguez. Yes, 20 years from now, Rodriguez, I'll be saying you're a 3-division champ, but deep down inside, I know you guys picked this one. You guys picked an easy title. No, the freaking, he's the champ. Look at the odds. Plus 2,500 for him to win a decision. He's the champ. Come on, stop it. He's not the champ. This is for Rodriguez. Look, you guys, I'm already hearing Rodriguez versus Inoue signed for January 27. That's the fight. That's the fight we're all
in Japan, most likely, right?
Oh, fuck yeah, it's going to be in Japan. Why would they bring it anywhere else, dude? That thing sells out in seconds over there. They pay huge money over there. They've got everything to make the fight. And he probably makes more money than Bam Rodriguez, so Bam has to follow his money out there. I am going to be Turkey. There's a much bigger fight coming.
Damn.
You don't have to watch this one. No,
it may be free on Saturday, but you don't have to watch it. You do not have to tune in.
This is sparring for him, man. From what I've seen on Vargas, this is sparring for Rodriguez. Rodriguez is in a class of his own. Rodriguez is, and Inoue are the two best small fighters in the world. They're the only ones that probably can compete against each other right now. So I'm hoping Rodriguez comes out, looks like a knockout artist that he has in most of his fights, and really turns on the Japanese people to clamor for that fight with Inoue, because I know Inoue just had his big fight showdown over there, but maybe this is the star that they've been waiting for in Rodriguez to make Inoue the Manny Pacquiao they thought he was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? And now all I mean is when Rodriguez steps onto their soil, they'll know that their guy's in a major fight. I hope Rodriguez delivers that on Saturday with just a great performance like he usually does. Knock this kid out. He's had numerous. His power just seems to be growing with him. Let's hope it doesn't stop on Saturday and get this fight going on January.
All right. So, how many rounds do you think Vargas can last here? I guess if we had to choose a round, or at least the neighboring rounds, how quickly do you think Bam can get him out of here?
I'm gonna say half the fight. He'll go to round 6 or 7 before. I think, he gets pop shot a lot where he can't take punches. Right? He gets hurt. He gets wiggled. He gets dropped. Rodriguez is the best at setting people up. He's the best at countering. He is a master at breaking his fighters down. Like, I love the approach. I would watch Bam. I would show Junior Bam all day, but he's southpaw. You know what I mean? He comes from a different style, so it's very hard to be like, this is what you have to be. Even though even though his punch output is a thing of beauty, how he breaks these guys down with the head and body shots. This young man, because he is a face forward fighter. It's fucking sad. You know, Vargas comes at you, but he's got a light chin. He's going to get hit when he doesn't see it. And so I think he's going to get hurt very early in this fight. And probably stopped mid-round. It's just going to be too much. If Rodriguez is in that mindset of, I must go out here and dominate, he's too much for this guy.
All right. So because of how much it seems as though in most recent interviews, Bam doesn't want to just like fully commit and say, yes, I got Inoue, I want Inoue next or something like that, right? I've seen him against in a Rick Reno. Is that his first name? Yeah, Rick Reno, right? Interview, and he kind of sort of answers the question, but not really. He tries to be like, yeah, that may be something you look forward to in the future, yada yada yada, right? He wins in impressive fashion this Saturday. Do you think that should be the game plan? Like, all right, we're here. I just got this belt. Boom, no fucking around anymore. In a way, I want you. Fuck yeah, let's do it. Call him out at the end of the fight is what I'm saying.
Definitely. I think at the end of the night they're going to announce that the Inoue talks are on, if not already completed. I seen it online that they're close to making that fight. You got to remember, Japan's probably bringing the money on that one.
Yeah, for
where
sure.
Garcia and them were just like, what? You're going to give us what? $5 million for this fight? Fuck yeah! Where do I sign? You know what I mean? Because that's what the money seems like it's going to generate. You know, they might break the record for the biggest purses the lower weight division's ever seen.
Damn. You think Inoue will be there on Saturday? Wouldn't that be some shit if he was?
It would. I don't know if it's demanded on his side. I think he's bringing millions already. He just needs an opponent. You know what I'm saying? But it would be awesome if they could talk him into, you will make more money if you could come to America. You know what I mean? He might be like, I'm good. You know, I want to stay home. But yeah, it definitely could. It wouldn't hurt the promotion of their fight if he showed up.
All right. Yeah, that sounds pretty logical. I'm thinking similar. I think it might even be a little bit before. Like I'm thinking maybe 5 rounds. Like I think roughly around there is where he can take Vargas out. Good, because the way I've seen Vargas when he gets hurt, you know, he's kind of a wild animal sometimes. Like the guys come in and they get a little wild, and he ends up catching them, right? Bam is not like that. Bam is very, very refined. You know, when he has you hurt, he's going to make you pay. He might take you out of there, but he's not going to leave himself open. I can't imagine him letting him off the hook. Bam letting Vargas off the hook if he gets him hurt early on. I'm thinking about 5 rounds or so is how much he'll last. Alrighty, cool. So once more, that fight does take place this Saturday on DAZN from Glendale, Arizona. Make sure to check that out if you guys have nothing else to do on Saturday. It's worth watching because I know, as again, as our boy here, Lee Hanish always says, nobody gives a shit about the smaller guys. You know, I take shit bigger than them. That's very true. It's very accurate. But hey, if they got nothing else going on Saturday, mind you, the UFC is on Sunday, so you got a free Saturday. If you guys have nothing else, by all means, can make sure to catch it on Saturday on DAZN. Cool. I think we got everything covered. Andrew, did you have anything else you want to add to this? Because damn, we made a show out of this, didn't we?
Yes, we did. And nope, I already looked up for an update and didn't see anything.
All right, no Gervonta Davis updates. He landed in Dominican Republic somewhere.
Shouldn't they know where the plane's at? Aren't these planes tracked?
Yes, they're saying it's a private plane, right? But they should know where the fuck the thing is. Of course, yeah.
He still had to tell somebody at the private airport where they were going.
Yes, there still has to be, you know, the airport that or the airstrip that is receiving them kind of has to know that they're coming. You know, they can't just have random planes going around and be like, oh shit, this dude's coming, get out of the way, he's coming. That's not how it works. All right.
Poor Tank. I hope you're sleeping good, bro.
Yeah. I hope the silk pajamas are worth it. All right, so that's going to call it a show. Yes, we're going to watch some boxing. Of course, we're going to be talking about it on Sunday. So back to our regular scheduled program. Sunday, we might figure something out, right? The chances are there's a UFC card, so we might do it before. But until then, make sure to catch Bam Rodriguez and Antonio Vargas on Saturday. That's going to do it for us here. For my co-host, Andrew, don't get it twisted, Lapiche. I am Miguel Antonio Barragan, a.k.a. Fight Fiend Migs. And this has been the Mad Boxing Show. Thank you so much for joining us once more. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Take care. Peace.